Y'all tell me no. Y'all say we ain't got enough money. I say find it. The West deserves the best.
A big crowd showing up today for the ceremonial opening of the Algonquin Park Pool. And thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Connie Leonard. It's happening just in time for the holiday weekend, but you'll have to wait until Saturday if you want to swim. Our Ian Hardwick got his feet wet today, taking you inside the brand new and long-awaited community pool.
Over a decade in the works, and even on a cloudy day, the Algonquin Park Pool shines.
Today, we all deliver on that promise.
Desi Hampton grew up with a backyard facing the original AP pool.
I didn't even imagine this.
But he imagines a lot of time here with his nephews this summer.
The generations, to see them being able to experience something even better than what we experienced growing up is simply amazing. It's amazing, man.
It's a new home for adult swim lessons too, says Nicole Banks with Central Adults Learn to Swim.
Yes, this is more what we asked for, but I just strongly encourage the community. Let's take care of it.
The old pool was built in the 1960s and made plenty of memories before closing in 2022.
It was just like a freestyle pool with a diving board, so we upgraded a whole lot. And we still got room for the swimming lane, so we did good on this one.
After $7.2 million spent, the excitement meets its match. And your first chance to swim in the pool starts this Saturday at noon. That runs until 5 o'clock. The first 600 people get to get splashed for free. In the Algonquin Park neighborhood, Ian Hardwick, WHAS11, on your side.
And starting this Saturday, Algonquin Pool will be open daily from 12 to 5, except Tuesdays when the pool closes for maintenance. Pool season runs until August 2nd. And Chief Meteorologist Mallory Snell. And now, well, Mallory, it's not exactly pool weather today or tomorrow, right? 60s?
Yeah, not quite. A little bit cool, I would say, for most people. But I know we were talking the kids. I mean, they'll jump in regardless of what the temperature is outside. As we do take a live look from our First Savings Bank U of L health camera, we do have more clouds around today, especially from Louisville northward, a bit more sunshine down to the south. And yes, these temperatures are running well below our climate normal of 79 for this time of year. We're sitting at 65 at the Louisville International Airport, 62 at Bowman Field. You'll notice dew points are very low, so at least we have that lower humidity out there, feeling more spring-like rather than summer-like across Kentuckiana. And this is what I was talking about. You can tell more cloud cover from Louisville northward, more sunshine down to the south. We also have some light showers that we are tracking on the radar the farther north that you do go. So because of all of that, we have a wide range of temperatures here. 54 degrees in Madison, 65 in Louisville, Shepherdsville, E-Town, Bardstown, and then close to 70 degrees down near Mumfordville. All of us, though, below normal, and all of us feeling a bit of a breeze with wind gusts as high as 30 miles per hour this afternoon. So expect a breezy evening. Those winds will relax tonight as clouds do decrease. You could see a spotty shower as you head out to dinner this evening. Otherwise, a cooler night is ahead. We're expecting those temperatures to drop down to the 40s by early tomorrow morning. So it will be a chilly start to your Friday, but we will see more sunshine before clouds increase yet again by the afternoon. Last day of school for JCPS, and it should be a nice one with those high temperatures topping out near 70 degrees. We will take a look at our Memorial Day weekend forecast. That's coming up in just a bit, Connie.
All right, thanks, Mallory. President Trump's massive spending bill passed the House this morning by one vote. The president now calling on the Senate to pass the bill so he can sign it as soon as possible. It extends Trump's 2017 tax cuts for businesses and individuals, lifts the federal income tax on tips and overtime, and sets aside nearly $50 billion to resume construction of the border wall. And as promised, federal spending was slashed by $1.5 trillion. Trump and House Speaker Mike Johnson met with holdouts yesterday, compromising on moving up the Medicaid work requirements from 2029 to 2026. This will impact many Kentuckians. Nearly 30% of the population uses Medicaid. Kentucky Representative Brett Guthrie voted yes on the floor, defending work requirements.
Let's be clear. What my Democrat colleagues are prioritizing when they say they oppose our bill, what they're really saying is 4.8 million people who refuse to work a part-time job or volunteer in their community are entitled to free health care paid by hardworking taxpayers.
The bill also reduces food aid known as SNAP benefits. The bill now goes to the Senate, where there could be more changes led by Republicans. House Speaker Mike Johnson says he wants to get the bill to the president to be signed by July 4th. Meanwhile, the president this month also outlined his own budget request. It calls for nearly $27 billion in cuts to rental assistance programs across the country, and it's causing concern for the head of the agency that manages Louisville's public housing. And she talked to our own Isaiah Kim Martinez. So, Isaiah, what's the fear here?
The fear, Connie, is that the Louisville Metro Housing Authority could lose potentially about half of their federal funding, a little less, that is dedicated for those Section 8 housing vouchers. Of course, those are designed to help low-income families afford a place to live. The counter-argument, though, is that this whole system is dysfunctional and needs an overhaul.
If we were looking at 40% budget cuts, we would have to dramatically scale back our services to residents, and that's not something we want to do.
Elizabeth Strojan is worried about the direction President Donald Trump wants to go in to revamp how the federal government assists with housing for low-income individuals. Strojan is the executive director of the Louisville Metro Housing Authority, which serves 30,000 people living in apartments like Dosker Manor, these high-rise buildings downtown.
I've been living here for 8 years.
I've been there for 10, he's been there for 11 or 12.
The federal government's funding right now already put new rental assistance vouchers on hold in Louisville. Strojan fears what could come next.
There are other housing authorities that are planning to take vouchers away from people. We're not there yet. The last thing we need as a country is to start taking vouchers away from people who already have it.
Trump's proposal is to cut nearly $27 billion from the Department of Housing and Urban Development's budget and turn rental assistance programs over to the state. The belief is this would simplify the process, making it more effective. Strojan doesn't agree.
The states would get a portion of what currently goes to HUD, and then the states would be expected to pay the difference. I think that would be a pretty big hit to Kentucky's budget.
Now, one of the questions is, would this plan have an impact, slow that timeline to tear down Dosker Manor? I asked that question. We'll have that coming up here at 6. Meanwhile, Trump's budget proposal would also create a 2-year cap on rental assistance for able-bodied adults. The administration says it wants to ensure a majority of this funding would go to senior citizens and folks with disabilities. Again, this is just the president's budget request. It's up to Congress to approve it later on. Connie.
All right, Isaiah, thank you. A Southern Indiana woman is accused of withholding donations from a fundraiser that benefits a Harvest Homecoming shooting victim. According to court documents, Amber Tower owns a company which sold shirts and other merchandise to raise money for the Bryce Gerlach Memorial Scholarship Fund. She's accused of keeping that money instead of giving it to the family.
And I know that's, I think, members of the community, myself included, wish more could happen. As we talk about justice, it's not always the facts, it's what you can prove are inadmissible facts.
Court documents claim Tower owes the family more than $13,000. She's now charged with conversion, which is a misdemeanor. Well, one of the 3 men accused in the death and disappearance of Crystal Rogers has been moved to the Warren County Jail ahead of his trial. This is his new mugshot taken Wednesday. Steve Lawson is charged with conspiracy to commit murder and tampering with physical evidence. Prosecutors allege he worked with his son Joseph Lawson and their employer Brooks Houck to kill Rogers and cover up the crime. Jury selection for his trial starts on Tuesday of next week. It has been moved from Bardstown to Bowling Green in hopes of finding a fair and impartial jury. JCPS is facing a new lawsuit after a student was allegedly assaulted at Butler Traditional High School. That lawsuit claims a Butler High School senior was beaten by another student after being threatened on social media, and that security knew but did nothing. His family says the attacker still attends the school while the student hasn't returned since November. They're suing for negligence, battery, medical costs, and a restraining order. JCPS has not responded to our request for comment. Happening right now at 5, the Jefferson County School Board is voting on the district's next superintendent. The candidates, Ben Schuldiner and Dr. Brian Yearwood, spent time this week publicly answering questions from the community. The school board's meeting started just a few minutes ago at 5 o'clock. The decision, however, will be announced after negotiations, which could happen as early as tomorrow.
3, 2, 1.
And with that, Greater Clark County students are one step closer to a new school. The district broke ground on the new River Ridge Middle School this morning. It'll be on Indiana 62, across from the fire department, and replace Parkview Middle. The superintendent says part of the reason for the new school is the recent growth in the area.
When you look at what's going on between Jeffersonville and Charlestown, there's already over 4,000 homes platted, approved, or under construction, and that includes apartments too. And so when you think about that number of residents that are going to be built just in this general area and how many kids that could produce, we have to prepare for that as a district and try to stay ahead of it.
The superintendent expects about 700 students to attend the school when it opens and then grow to nearly 1,000 in 5 to 7 years. Construction is expected to be completed for the 2027-28 school year.